So, when you're growing a company, especially one which is very closely linked to your own personal vision and so on, uh, is it difficult, or did you find it difficult to scale up the business and still keep your values and your vision and everything intact?
It's a really interesting question, and I suspect it's different for everyone. So I don't want to tell people what the right thing or wrong thing is to do. In our particular case, we didn't hire any staff for the first 2.5 years.
Okay.
Um, Now, we did that so that we could focus on, I guess, first of all, just testing the hypothesis. Is this going to be an ongoing concern? Are we working out exactly what kind of organization we want this to be?
Mm.
And so where we needed extra resources, we just drew it on associates. But we eventually got to a point where we thought, well, actually, we know we're not going to stop doing this. And in fact, if we don't actually take this seriously, then our clients won't take it seriously either. We need to have permanent staff. We need to have permanent premises, things of that sort. And so that we started to grow. And then really that growth has continued for the last 20 years. And I'd like to think that that culture, we've remained able to keep that intact. For example, I think the culture today is terrific, but I wouldn't say it's been a
Mhm.
linear progression. There's probably times that I can think of over the 2 years where perhaps the culture wasn't quite as strong as we might have liked. But I think we recognized those things and then said, all right, what do we need to do? There have been things that have been real markers for us throughout. We've had something called the Ben Delta Code, which sets out our 9 key principles for operating, and we always go back to those, and
Mhm.
everyone in the organization understands that those are the DNA of who we are, and that we're not planning to change any of that.
So the challenge for firms like yours, and I remember starting my own firm many, many years ago as an accountant, the big fear is that, if you're preaching to everyone else, you need to have your own house in order. So as an accountant, you need to make sure you're successful as a consultant, and as an organization, you needed to make sure that you practice some of what you preach.